But I was gonna say, since you were on the topic of Mania, this is the perfect segue
Yeah.
because WWE is planning a WWE Hall of Fame induction for Vince McMahon doing WrestleMania weekend. Do you think that he should be in this year's WWE Hall of Fame class?
I wouldn't do it this year because he went out bad and
Mm,
embarrassing.
mm,
Like every news outlet knew. every every news outlet, even people who don't watch wrestling, know what's going on, and that's embarrassing because these are
mm.
people who stopped watching years ago.
Right.
And it's just like this is what Vince has been doing this entire time. Like I don't know. I feel like they should give it a grace period, you know, for people to not necessarily forget about it because people are not going to forget about it,
Absolutely not.
but it's going to be very easy to tear this man down. Like I already foresee social media making their own video packages of all the terrible things he done. Because you know how the Hall of Fame already comes with a video package.
Right.
Social media is going to string together every racist thing, every perverted thing. Trish on her knees barking like a dog. We don't get all of that and then
Dog.
wrap it up
Not the
with the
barking.
news. Yeah, like I feel like if you do it, it's going to be very, very embarrassing. But do I think
Mm,
he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame? Yeah, I mean that man is the reason why we have what we have. You know, like
yeah.
I hate him as much as everyone else hates him for all the wrong that he's done, but it's like a love-hate relationship with Vince because it's
Mhm.
just like this is a sport that I adore. I adore so much that I'm sitting behind a camera talking about it for
Right.
damn near 2 hours, you know, like at least once a week because I love it. You know, I love it. So thank you, Vince. You know, he deserves to you know, have light shed on the positive things that he's done, but I think it's just far too soon. Far, far, far too soon. I think that he's gonna get side eyed. A lot of people are going to judge him. Because it's it would have been like a year, just about,
Yeah.
or like 10 months, just about, without Vince, and I think that that's too fresh in our minds. I think we need to
Hmm.
see Hunter take over. Everyone ride off the high of what Hunter's doing for wrestling, and while everyone's just enjoying and like living in the moment, then bring him back because then we'll
Right.
have like an inkling of like, all right, I kind of miss this little old man, you know, like last time we saw him on screen, he took a bump from Stone Cold and folded awkwardly like a lawn chair. You know
Right.
what I mean? And then you could reference stuff like that. It's gonna get a pop out of us because it's just gonna make us think, oh yeah, like he's a bit of an asshole, but you know what? He gave us a moment like that at 70 something years old.
Right.
Like I don't know. I just too soon, man. Too soon. What do you think?
I agree with you on the fact that it's too soon. Obviously, Vince not only deserves to be in the Hall of Fame, he is the Hall of Fame. Like, I feel like Vince is the bar when it comes to executives in wrestling and masterminds in wrestling. He created some of the greatest characters of all time. So there, it's no denying his contributions to the WWE, the company he was the CEO of and created. Um, However, in addition to all the allegations and stuff that he's been getting, I just don't think that like a Mania Hall of Fame induction in LA makes sense. I feel like if he were to be inducted into the Hall of Fame, they should wait until they come back to New York because New York City is very much considered the home of WWE. It's an hour and a half away from Stamford. If they do it at the Garden, that's essentially like their home territory. When you think of wrestling in the Garden, you think of WWE. It's the home of the first WrestleMania, the 10th WrestleMania, the 20th WrestleMania. Like the Garden has been the home to so many iconic pro wrestling moments because of WWE, which is because of Vince McMahon. And so I think that if they were to induct Vince McMahon into the Hall of Fame, they shouldn't do it so soon, and they should wait until they come back to New York. Just come back to New York and do a Hall of Fame induction. And I feel like if they were to do it, he deserves the whole ceremony. Like it's Vince, and that's it. That's all who
Mm-hmm.
gets inducted. He's in a class of all his own. Um, so that's what I think
I
about
can't wait to hear Undertaker's speech.
that's it. Do you think Taker's gonna induct him, or do you think Stone Cold is gonna induct him?
I just feel like yeah, I feel like Taker. I'm gonna have to go with Taker. Like that's literally his son.
Yeah,
Like what? There's no other person I feel like would feel more right than Taker. I would feel actually a little bitter if it was Stone Cold.
Hmm.
Just because they have such a special relationship that I don't think anyone else could understand when it comes to Vince and Taker, that I just feel like if anyone else just did, it would just wouldn't do him justice. Because there's a
Mm.
reason why old behind Undertaker kept coming back and putting his poor hip and his brain
That
on the line and taking concussions and coming back to flying out to Saudi Arabia. Like, you had to really love this old man.
a fact.
Okay,
That's a
he
fact.
needs to induct him.
I agree with that. I definitely agree with that as far as like Taker inducting him because I feel like Stone Cold was a great foil for Vince McMahon, but Vince McMahon literally created the Undertaker. That's his, as far as characters are
Yes.
concerned, that's his baby. Like that's the Undertaker is a creation of Vince McMahon. So I think that there's no one more appropriate to induct Vince McMahon than the Undertaker.